The, the training itself, as far as classroom, is just very, 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 very tip of the iceberg basic. I feel like the value of our training system is making sure and ensuring that we have our folks being trained in the task book system, and that their training assignments that are valuable, that are robust, and that they're actually under folks that being trained under IC3s that have the ability and the depth of knowledge to be able to pass on valuable information and not just be there to sign a task. So I feel like the mentoring is the key to that. And also, for me, this is just for me, in my opinion, I really feel that we need to take responsibility. Anybody that's coming in as an IC3 or any position for that matter of responsibility needs to take the responsibility on themselves to know themselves, completely know themselves, and know that they're ready and that they're able to fulfill those tasks. A lot of people can go through the motions and are good test takers, and we need to make sure, and we need to police ourselves and make sure that we're ready for that that responsibility.
For New Mexico anyway, and as a region, we've been trying to enable Type 3 organizations, pushing them as an organized thing. I've gone on some Type 3 organizations where it's, you have your IC, a couple divisions, a safety officer, and a logistic guy, 5 people. And then if you need some more, you pull them in. But as like a short team, that's pretty effective. You have 5 people that, IC can sit back, divisions, one on either side, logistic guy doing his thing, and a safety guy that could go into another division if possible, or kind of keep an eye on the whole thing, as your safety being the guardian angel thing.
I think our leadership curriculum is, as it stands, is fairly good. It's a lot better than we've had in the past, and I think that we need to continue to develop our folks in that direction. But there's a lot more to leadership and being an IC Type 3 than what you can get in the classroom or in an L course. It's a continued development, it's a continued learning, and it's making sure that you're being challenged, and I can't say enough about making sure that you have good mentors.
When you think about it, because you hear about it, and some people have liability insurance, and I've never gone there. I always figure if I'm working within the scope of my duties, I'm going to have the backing. And I guess that's the trick, is you're doing the best you can, and maybe I'm being optimistic or naive that, if something goes wrong, I'm going to have the backing of the agency or the people, that I work for. What I've seen so far, the courts have been fairly favorable to supporting ICs if you're within the scope of your duty, So you think about it, I try not to linger on it, and like I say, I can be optimistic and naive, but that's just kind of how I operate. I think if I'd have to go get liability insurance because I thought more to protect me from the outfit I work for than, the people that might have some loss there. Fire's always going to, wildfire has the potential to have a taking on somebody's property every time, but if I got to protect myself from the people I work for, then it's probably time not to be an IC anymore.
I think one of the biggest things that we really need to share with the becoming ICs or the trainees is the change in the terminology and the way we're doing business nowadays, and really following the guidelines for the new the guidelines for the fire policy. I think up-and-coming Type 3 ICs need to understand the direction that we're going these days within the federal fire organization, as to being able to think about not only putting a fire out, but also managing a fire for maybe long duration periods of time. I think that's something that we need to start looking at and really taking to heart and understanding what the local unit wants as far as how they want to manage that fire, and being able to accomplish it through the end. you know, there are gonna be times when when a type 3 IC, a type 3 organization is ordered, and you get on scene, and it's time to go to work, put the fire out, and do everything you need to. But there's also gonna be times that they're gonna be needed to manage long duration incidents. And I think that's one of the key things that we need to start talking about in our training curriculum to these type 3 ICs.